Wait, did you actually pull out the cards?
I pulled out the cards.
That's like not. That was not a part of the assignment. That was like you're doing way too much.
Like you watching, bro.
Me?
You watching? Prove it.
Yeah. Wait.
Say the word.
Say it right now.
Say it right now.
Say it.
On camera.
Why is that proof of extroversion?
Yo, say it though.
It's proof.
What does that have to do with me?
Because it's proof.
Yo.
So we are a group of, I guess, Commander players. We do play that game a little bit, and this is right of game. I do play.
Yo, we're Yu-Gi-Oh players.
I also play some Yu-Gi-Oh. Yo, that Craft deck, bro. I would say we specialize around bracket 4. We play a lot of high-powered games.
My intro set was Edge of Eternity, so very new to this game. But somehow we found ourselves in the world of competitive Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, we bounce around some CEDH tables. We get bodied at those.
Yeah.
But we have our best time there. I started in Final Fantasy. I kind of got obsessed with the card game in general. I came from Yu-Gi-Oh, so lots of the big splashy combos and heavy negate styles is what like really brought me into the format. And the card VV was like something that was like super interesting to me because you can. Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna lie. It is kind of a fucked up strategy. We got together today to talk about some of our decks that are what we would call like bracket 4s. For those of you who don't know, bracket 4s are basically as strong as you can make a deck. Like, we don't care about game changer limits. We don't care about any of that. We play the strongest cards that we can. For certain reasons, the commander isn't like meta viable in CDH, so they're not good. And that's kind of what we're going to be discussing today. We're going to talk about some of our decks that we run and why we think they're bracket 4s, what the strategy of those cards are, what those cards actually do, what the win lines look like, and then some of the things that we think are holding the card back from being viable in CDH.
The cool thing about bracket 4 is that we do get to play these commanders that may not be viable. It brings us some unique strategies, and we can still play at a high power without worrying about, like, it's not like we're playing at any tournaments or anything. So it's just cool to bring these out every now and then when you don't want to play something super meta and still have some fun.
Who's the first commander we want to talk about today? I know you guys have a couple on you. You only have one commander that you brought today? Oh, you got a couple?
Yo, we got Pant Laza. What do you mean?
The commander that I'm going to talk about for one of my bracket 4 decks is Tergrid. And Tergrid is a well-known card.
Tergrid, the mono black, it's Holly.
Tergrid, the God of Fright, is a well-known commander. She's a game changer within her own right. So you can run a game changer in the command zone. This is originally why I picked her up, because I thought that was really cool. She has Menace. When an opponent sacrifices a non-token permanent or discards a permanent card, you can put that card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. So she's kind of a menace. Oh, she has a backside. I don't really play this backside. Maybe I should. It's
a lantern or something. I don't know.
Listen, I was about to say, white girls have some backside now. It's called Tergrid's Lantern, where you can tap it and a target player loses 3 life unless they sacrifice a non-land permanent of their choice or discard a card. And then you can pay 3 and a black to untap Tergrid's Lantern. Yeah, no, I'm never casting that side. I mean,
that's kind of broken.
It's okay. I mean, I don't really feel like that's like a strategy worth having in the command zone.
It's like a skill issue, bro.
She's an awesome commander, right? And I think back in the day when stuff like Jeweled Lotus and Mana Crypt were available options to have in your 99, she was like a lot faster to run, and it made a lot more sense to kind of run Tergrid in your CDH deck. But I think like one of the reasons it's fallen out of favor is because in mono black, other than I guess your classic mana rocks, your Mox Opals, your mana vaults, your Chrome Moxes. Other than those fast mana rocks, there's not really a ton of ways to get her out quickly in black. She's 3 and 2 black. So the 2 black pips definitely hurt, and 5 mana in general, when you're talking about high power game, is a ton of mana. So really, like, one of the things that I think like actually messes with her is that typically when you're casting her for her full cost, you're not getting value immediately, right? Like, I think like one of the things that always happens to me when I play this commander is that there's something in my hand that would continue the strategy, something that'll make opponents discard a card or sacrifice permanents, but I never have enough. One of my favorites to run in the deck is Chain of Mephistopheles.
Those come down before Tergrid, which is good. It's helpful. Maybe, but I think like what you're talking about in high brackets, because I think you're dead if you don't get this out by turn 2 to 3. So like I think spending 2 mana on an Anvil of Bogradon or Chain of Mephistopheles, you're not getting anything from that. And then you're helping your opponent.
Yeah, exactly.
More cards, fill your graveyard.
Well, for the Anvil for sure, but the Chain of Mephistopheles, that backfires on you if you have that out before Tergrid. I mean, you're not getting like that's not something that gives you value on board just from casting it. And we're talking about these super high-powered games to where just making an opponent discard a card every time they draw, like, sure, you'll stop, like, a Fairy Mastermind from getting 2 out of hand or an Esper Sentinel from getting 2 out of hand, but what are you really doing with a Chain of Mephistopheles before Tergrid that's helping your game plan? Like, and that's kind of one of the things I'm talking about, where you can only do things before Tergrid comes down that are slight annoyances, and you're just like kind of pushing the game longer, but not in a meaningful way to where if somebody really has a combo piece in their hand that they're winning with, discarding 1 card typically doesn't change that, you know, like that doesn't stop a Breach line, that doesn't stop a Thassa's line really most of the time. Like some of the more powerful win conditions, when your mana, like your mana isn't right to cast Tergrid on turn 2, the rest of your deck doesn't work. You're basically doing,
you're waiting to cast your commander.
You're waiting to cast your commander, and like I think that's one of the things that I personally struggle with as a deck builder as a whole. I think whenever I build a deck, I start with the commander and I'm like, let's make every card that makes this commander good, but if you can't win without the commander on board, like if you get like your 4th in seed order and someone plays a Dranith turn 1,
oh, you're cooked.
I wonder who that is.
I wonder who that is as well. But you're cooked. You're cooked, and most of the cards in Tergrid
a couple times. I don't know.
It has happened.
Maybe it
times.
hasn't happened.
You know, there's several cards that can shut down your whole strategy if your whole thing is running off your commander when you're talking about these high bracket situations, to where you can't be upset about it, really. I mean, I get it. She is a game changer. The game operates completely different when she's on board. But I think just being 5 mana in general, 2 black pips on top of that, you know, where it's like you can't even ramp with colorless mana to get around that. Like 2 black pips is a lot, especially in a black deck. Like everything about this deck is telegraphed. Like I don't think you ever see a Tergrid that does something you don't expect. It's like, oh, they're sacrificing permanents.
Does it sacrifice permanents in general, or whenever an opponent sacrifices a permanent?
Discard or sacrifice?
You do get
fetch lands.
Yeah,
you get lands.
I see a lot of fetch lands.
You get a lot of ramp, surprisingly.
Yeah.
When Tergrid's already on the board, though.
And I think that's the issue that I'm talking about. Like it's a viable in bracket 4 commander because you're talking about winning the game on turn 4-ish or so.
Unless you're playing against Turbo.
I mean, yeah, there's some Turbo decks, but I think a lot of the really good turn 2 to 3 winners, they're CDH winners. Like what are we talking about? Rogsai, Rao, like those are bona fide CEDH decks with tournament results and established metas to be able to like push those decks forward. So I'm not really talking about that even in that case where it's like you're losing to Turbo. You as a Tergrid player, you cannot beat a Turbo deck. If anything is happening pushing towards like a winning state, it's kind of over if you don't have Rao. And you know, we don't play a lot of removal in these brackets for creatures specifically. There's a lot of counters for spells, but there's not a lot of creature removal, so you're not really worried about losing Tergrid, especially in black where you have a lot of reanimation stuff.
You got reanimation? Never heard of it, bro.
Yeah.
Reanimate.
You mean the color that runs Reanimate? Yeah, I got that.
I'm actually surprised to hear that you're having an issue bringing down Turgid early, because 2 black pips and 3 colorless means like you just need like a mana vault, Grim Monolith, and a dark ritual or like a Cabal ritual, which is like, it kind of like reminds me of Gitrog, which I've been playing a lot.
Yeah.
Where it's like 5 mana, but like it does have the advantage of being in green as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. and think about what you just said. You named every black ramp spell. That is 5 cards. That is literally 5 cards.
Probably like a couple left, but
yeah, like I think the only ones you're missing are the sacrifice one. What's the name of that? Culling the Weak.
yeah.
You're missing like Culling the Weak, and that's kind of it.
I mean, yeah.
And like, you know, Lotus Petal. Right. And it's just like
Crick himself.
I mean,
like,
I do run
it.
Crick in my Tergrid strategy, but I think that's why Crick has seen some CEDH play and is a lot more successful in that sense. But not recently. I think the only mono black deck that people have been running kind of consistently is Gwenom. Yeah, Gwenom is a ridiculous card, and I've seen some fantastic builds with her where, you know, you get Gwenom out, put some boots on her, and you storm off. Turn 3. You know, it's like kind of a fast strategy in that sense. And then boots are pretty effective for a lot of the removal spells that are run, like at least in our pods. So I think it's a good deck. I think that's probably the best mono black deck right now. I think Crick, everyone knows what Crick does. People kind of hold up interactions, kind of like when you run a turbo deck where people are aggressively mulliganing to stop a Crick, because Crick is essentially
just
turbo
cash for
deck,
free.
Yeah.
Once you get them out.
And then right, like
stop,
it's the only black ramp that's a creature, in my opinion, other than like Blood Pet. But like, you know, Blood Pet costs 1 and you sack it for 1, so it's like you're just going neutral with that, you know. So
it's just
really
play
braids.
Just play braids. I think braids is
worse.
Braids.
I don't want to see braids.
I mean, braids is a good card to have in there, but I think if you don't have Turgid out and you play braids, you're stopping yourself as well.
You're just stopping everybody.
Braids just gets me mad.
Yeah, it's a good stacks piece, but I don't know. I think stacks pieces that are creatures are, I don't know. Like, we're talking about a format that's like running Bowmasters and people are drawing tons of cards. All right, we're going to move on from Turgid. We've been talking about Turgid for about 30 minutes, so I feel like that's enough.
About elementals because I brought it up, I guess.
So, JC, when he says elementals, he's talking about Ashling the Limitless. Ashling the Limitless costs 2 and a red pip. And it says elementals spells you cast from your hand have evoke 4, where you can cast a spell for its evoke cost and you sacrifice it when it enters. And then whenever you sacrifice a non-token elemental, create a token copy of it, and that token gains haste until the end of turn. And at the beginning of your end step, you have to sacrifice it unless you pay Wooburg.
Which that second ability we just realized today when we were playing. Like, the Roaming Throne makes 2 tokens on the sacrifice effect, which is crazy because now you have 3 ETBs. But I love this deck. I've been having a really good time with it. I made it originally because I was super into Ortheon, which is like basically mono red ETBs. In a casual format, like I just make 5 tokens of something that I like, and Ashling does the same thing. It's like, oh, I'm gonna make this ETB happen again. But it kind of evolved into like me realizing like this deck is way too strong to play casually, and every time I play it, I take an infinite amount of time. It still happens.
He's been getting better at it. He learns his lines a lot more.
It's just a combo.
Talking about your lines, like what are your like all-star cards in this deck?
I mean, I mentioned one of them, Roaming Throne, which doubles the ETBs of all your elementals. There's multiple effects like that, like Yarok and Twin Flame, Travelers. But the real standouts are the things that reduce the cost of your evoke ability. So things like Urza's Incubator, Animar, Soul of the Elements.
I don't feel like Roaming Throne is win more in this deck. I think honestly the triple ETBs off an evoke with Roaming Throne is terrifying. I think there's a lot of times where his deck will fizzle because it doesn't have enough recycling or enough card draw or even enough damage. And I think Roaming Throne making 2 copies and like, you know, every card in this deck has like a really good ETB effect. Like that's kind of what elementals do. Like I play Lumra for CEDH variety.
Return all the lands.
Return all the lands. And like that's a ridiculous card, so much so that has seen some CEDH viability. And we're talking about an archetype where every one of them has a busted ETB. If every Loomer trigger of mine was 3,
I could run Loomer.
Like that's crazy.
I could run Loomer. And the main thing with these elementals, and they have these big crazy ETBs, they're not supposed to be 4 colorless mana. And definitely not supposed to be less than 4 colorless. Like now when you start reducing that cost with things like Timor Battle Crier and things like that, now the cost is 0 and I'm just vomiting my hand. You know, game is over at that point.
then you're vomiting your deck. Then the whole deck is coming out.
Literally, it gets to that point where now my graveyard is full. I have 30 cards in my hand, and but another closer is something like Green Warden of Marasa, because he ETBs and he recycles something from your graveyard. So the first one ETBs, you get whatever card you want back to your hand. That one hits the graveyard. And then you get a copy of the Green Warden of Marasa, which returns the actual Green Warden of Marasa to your hand. Now you have a hasty elemental. If you reduce the cost to 0 and you're spitting out these Green Warden of Marasas, now you have infinite tokens, which can be one of your win cons at that point. Now you're swinging out with infinite hasty elementals.
Yeah, what are your others? I mean, I feel like I didn't talk about Tergrid's win cons because you don't know what they are. No. I think the Tergrid win lines are interesting because you get them from other people, and
that's true, I guess.
Yeah, like whenever you're getting a discarded permanent, I also play Atali. I like stealing things from people. That's kind of like a theme. Wow, I can't say that as the blackest person here. But
how are you gonna win with my cards, especially with elementals? But
our cards.
Win lines. So
yeah, but what are your other win lines?
The cool thing about elementals right now that I'm experiencing is that it doesn't win with any of the win lines that you see in CEDH. I'm not running any Thoracle or Underworld Breach, even if I can, because Underworld Breach just means I can get all my elementals back. But because Ashling Evoke Trigger only happens from hand, I don't feel the need to.
Oh, I see that. Yeah. What is the percentage of this card being run in CEDH? I didn't see. No,
it played in a couple events. I don't know if it topped.
What's a precon?
It is a precon commander, but it's busted. But even things like Ashnod's Altar, like you literally ETB the elemental and you sacrifice it with the Ashnod's Altar, and then you're refilling your colorless mana. And now it's like, okay, let me just keep vomiting some more cards out.
Oh, I found the stats. Okay, for the past year, it had 32 entries and 6.2 conversions, 6.2%, 6.25% conversions, and then it is 0.11% of the meta. So very fringe kind of CEDH bracket 4 leaning. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of stronger 5-color good stuff things that you could do in CEDH, like particularly Cis A.
I do think it's a little slept on though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I feel like people are just used to their CEDH win cons. Like I'm just gonna run my combos and whatnot. But Elementals doesn't do any of that. It says screw the meta, screw any of the combos. We're just gonna play 40 Elementals in the deck and spit them out.
Are you really at 40 Elementals in the deck?
42.
Holy. That's ridiculous.
We're not running anything else. We're just running Elementals.
How many lanes you on?
35.
35.
Right now. It's going through the work.
That's like a lot.
It's a lot of lands.
Yeah.
But the lands are kind of necessary because of things like Risen Reef, which says look at the top card of your deck. If it's a land, put it onto the battlefield.
But
Whenever
tapped though,
elemental enters. Yeah, tapped, but it's still kind of crazy. I mean, I can still run things like the Lumra. I have the Omnaths in there, which come with the pre-con.
That one hurts a lot, especially when you have 3 ETBs on that Omnath, the one that enters and does 5, right?
It does damage equal to the amount of elementals you control.
Yeah.
And if you have 10 elementals, it's just let me do 20 damage to you.
And 30 if you have a doubler out.
So
yeah,
it gets messy with elementals. The issue that I'm running into with it, I would say, if we're gonna talk about that, it's not slow at all. Being slow is not the issue. It's just the randomness of it, because you're depending on your card draw. You're depending on what you get when you evoke out like a draw elemental, like Null Drifter or Null Drifter. If you don't draw anything good, there's times where you can vomit out your hand, but then if that hand is dead, like if there's nothing after that, like which is why I'm gonna start adding some more draw engines outside of elementals, like Mystic Remora and stuff like that, which I surprisingly did not have at this point. But
I think what's the fastest you've beaten Nessa with this deck? Probably like 4, 3. You've got a turn 3 win. I think like if he runs into like an Urza's Incubator, into one of the elementals that does the cost reduction, and
draws like 20 cards.
Yeah, and you can get those pretty quick. Like, how much is that that guy that reduces it and gives you +1 on the elemental? What's his name?
Animar is he costs 3. He costs 2 more, so it's green, blue, red. But I mean, if you play that on turn 2 or 3, like that should be your red flag right there. Like, let me kill the.
I should have seen that coming. Yeah, I had a Force of Will in hand the last game that we just played, and he played that, and I was like, no, I want to keep this Ristic Study because it'll help me do this. I should have absolutely sacrificed that Ristic Study with that Force of Will to stop that card, but here I am 1 turn later. He was like, oh, here's Omnath, and since you ping yourself with your 5-color lands, you're dead now. And I'm like, well, yeah, that was a good game. That was really cool. Alan, let's talk about your deck.
I'm also playing a black deck.
Yeah.
You know, your boy Sephiroth. I don't even play that one Final Fantasy, so, you know, I can take you.
Yeah, isn't Sephiroth from Kingdom of Hearts? Isn't he the secret boss fight?
Oh my god.
Oh, he's from Super Smash. What are you talking about, bro?
No, he's from Kingdom Hearts. They got him from Kingdom Hearts.
Because that actually surprised me to see you trying to push that. So
you know why? That was like one of the first packs I opened of Final Fantasy.
I'm so jealous.
Automatically ripped the full art.
I was there.
And I was like, yo, I have to. Yo, the card art is so fire. Like,
he didn't know.
How am I not gonna? I didn't even know what he did. Yeah, I don't know what he did. I'm just like, yo, this is fire.
Nah, he didn't know it was really valuable too. I feel like when you open
what is he at now? He's like $60, right?
I tanked a lot.
Then. I mean, I feel like a lot of people figured out you can't really do too much with him.
I mean, there's a couple like 2-card combos, but it's like you gotta get a very specific hand to get it out. Same issue as Turgid. It's like it's black. Like if you don't get ramp on your first hand, like you're kind of just waiting on.
Yeah, but he's 3 mana. Like, shouldn't that be less of an issue in Sephiroth? And I feel like you run a lot more stuff that you can win the game with. Like,
yeah, but the issue of like Sephiroth is that you need for him specifically, you need like 3-card combos, and that's gonna add up mana. Like,
what are your 3-card combos that you're running?
The quickest one is probably like Sephiroth, like a Gravecrawler, and then the Warden of...
Oh, it was Warden Soul Trader.
Yeah, Warden Soul Trader. Yeah. Just sacrifice the Gravecrawler, get your free mana, and then you just keep recycling the Gravecrawler. Right. And then infinite Sephiroth.
Okay, so that's 1-3. What else are you running?
Yeah, my favorite... I mean, you don't even need Sephiroth for it, but just do Blood Chief, Minecraft.
That's a classic.
And just let it happen.
That's a classic.
Just let it happen.
Yeah, but I feel like that one's tougher because
it is.
I wouldn't call that a 2-card combo in my opinion.
It is, though.
Well, because I mean,
it's
I
passive,
think when
though.
you put the Blood Chief out, everybody's on notice. You know, where they're like, yo. Don't tap the Ancient Tomb. Like, people are like, yo, if you swing at me, bro, like, he wins the game. And I think, like, it's like...
It brings out a nice interaction.
I think so too. And then it's one of those cards that put like a huge target on your back.
See, but it helps slow down the game too because you're not.
Yeah.
You're like playing way slower.
That's
you're
true.
being more cautious.
I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Because how many times have people just like held up on like using their fetch slants because they're like, I don't want to turn this on.
Or swinging at another
They're like,
person
no.
even, yeah.
Yeah, and then you just stall and you start building up your mana, and then that's
true.
also another way to.
Okay, yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I know you have one with like Exquisite
There's
Blood.
Exquisite, and then Starscape Cleric, which I think is the cheapest one. It only costs 2.
Never even heard of that one.
Yeah, I don't know what that
It's
one
also
is.
from Strixhaven.
That's
It's one of the newer ones.
I'm gonna pull that up on Starfall. What's that do? Or can you read it out?
It's gonna be the opposite. It's like whenever I gain life, you ping an opponent from.
Oh, you ping an opponent.
Target opponent.
Don't
Yeah,
you
it
have
doesn't
one
really
where it
matter,
pings
because
everybody though?
Yeah. Well, it might be that one actually.
It really doesn't matter though if it targets one.
Yeah, but if
or-
it targets one or another, it's like that's already enough
It's
for the
really
infinite.
Yeah, because then
You just do one at a time. But it's over once both of them are out.
I mean, it sounds like a good deck. I mean,
It's just inconsistent right now, but just gotta get more tutors in.
but so what's inconsistent about it? Like the mana specifically?
Yeah, it's mainly the mana cost of playing everything, because you kind of set it up,
Yeah.
and then if one piece is gone, then you kind of just.
Yeah, what's the cheapest amount of
Stalls it.
mana you need to win?
I mean, it would be the Blood Chief and
Oh,
Mind
so
Crank, but
that's like 3, right?
no, it's like 4.
That's 4.
About like 4 mana to get
But
like
then also
one
3
out.
turns worth
Right.
of
3 turns, probably 2 tutors as well, or 1 if you have a tutor and one of them.
Yeah, I think the quickest has been like turn 3 win, but then if you get like 1 counter spell, you're kind of cooked for like the rest of the game.
Yeah,
So,
that's
no
another thing
interaction.
about Black. Black is like, if you, even for decks like Crick that are turbo as heck, if you remove Crick, it's like
It's over.
it's a death sentence. You know what I mean? Because like he definitely has the cost reduction, but if you're doing 6 colorless instead of 4 and 3
It's
life,
gonna hurt, bro.
like or 6 life, you're
especially if you dark ritual or
cooked.
something. Like,
oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, because
You already
not
used your
getting that
fast
mana
minutes.
I mean, well, because Crick essentially to me is a turbo deck, so
It
I
is.
think you're always using a piece that you can't reuse again
that
to
mana
get him
vote,
out.
you're not getting that back.
No, you're not doing it. I don't think we run. There's no protection that I can think of. It's just
Black. No.
reanimation. Yeah, like you're
We did
literally
find
just
that
do
one
that.
card, though, recently. Can't cast spells.
Oh, Conqueror's Flame.
Yeah, that's what we've been kind of doing for that. But
But that's only on your turn.
It's super telegraphed, and I feel like if somebody sees you put that down,
And it costs like
they're gonna
5
counter
to-
that. You know, that's
I'm not
basically
wasting
like
people.
putting out like a voice of victory. Like everyone's on notice when you play Conqueror's Flail, and then you have to pay additional
Yeah,
mana.
you're gonna waste all your mana to cast that, and then it's like
Right, like there's
bad
so
turn.
many things you can do with the 4 mana or the
Yeah.
3 mana that it takes to
I
do
don't
that.
like. I think it sucks.
we're already
I
struggling
think
with
that's a
mana
bad
in
card.
Black.
We have a friend who runs that because I run 27 counter spells in my VV deck, and there was a day where he was the only turbo deck at the pod, and I think I countered maybe 10 of his spells. Yeah, no, I think that was the day where he was like,
He's
all
like,
right,
"I'm a blue
Conqueror's
player
Flail.
now."
Yeah, he's like, Conqueror's Flail goes in everything. And then he picked up Is It? And he was like, yo, I'm a fight fire with fire, brother.
One thing I
Like,
gotta say about Sephiroth is like in these higher powered like tables where you're not casting as many creatures, you definitely feel that one sacrifice trigger. Like now I'm sacrificing my Esper Sentinel or like my commander even. Like it gets bad. Like
Wait, what do you mean?
those
Like when
forced
he
sacri-
sacrifices?
uh
Oh, the emblem.
those cards that say like, oh,
No, it's like I could just force you guys to sacrifice. It's like similar to Turgid.
Yeah,
I
we
could just
play
make
the
you
same
guys,
cards like Pox, small Pox.
make you guys sacrifice to get my Sephiroth emblem out. for
I did forget to mention that in Turgid. Pox, I picked up. He plays small Pox.
Smallpox.
I play small Pox and Pox. I think Pox is the best card in Turgid.
those
Like
cards hurt in higher power.
it's insane. It's 3 mana, which like most of your mana is black in Turgid. So it's 3 black pips, and it's sacrifice a third of your creatures, discard a third of your hand, lose a third of your life for the whole table. So you're essentially and a third of your lands. So you're literally, that is the best
forget that
ram
card.
spell when Turgid's out, because okay, yeah, I'm gonna lose a third of my lands, but I've been black. I'm probably like Dark Ritual to get to the point that I'm at, or Cabal. So it's like I don't really care to sacrifice my 1 of 3 lands that I probably have, and then I get everyone's lands that are sacked, and it's a ridiculous card to play in that deck because I don't feel like you feel the board state being as impacted because you're getting all of it back. It's a fantastic card. I love it.
That's more for Turgid because
you can't really do that.
Only if I got my emblem out, then sure, board
Yeah.
wipe works, but
I'm
just hurting myself discarding my hand.
In Turgid, Pox is it's so good. That's probably my favorite card to play. Is it the best card in the deck?
Probably.
Yes. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. It's that too. It's that too.
It's basically like a farewell, making you get rid of everything.
So good.
And he takes them.
Yeah, it's like, thanks for the lands. Now I'm ramped up, bro. Like this was our episode on like kind of our fringe decks and why we still like them anyway. Like we like to have fun, and I feel like a lot of times when you get into brackets with high power, you forget that the game is supposed to be fun. But we try to remember that whenever we play with each other. And if you guys have any comments on like what we should be doing to make the decks or the commanders that we talked about today better, if there's any like key cards that we missed, let us know down below. And we're gonna have some games coming up for you soon. So. Yeah, keep it tuned, keep it locked. We're gonna probably do this like maybe once every week. We'll have something new to talk about. Anything else?
It's this guy's fault. JC said no. He don't like us. He's leaving.